Smoke covered the sky. Buildings on Earth were broken and burning. Alien warships floated above the cities like dark shadows. Their lasers had destroyed everything: factories, bases, satellites. The humans had fought bravely, but it looked like they had lost. The Galactic Empire sent a message across the stars. Earth is finished. Humanity is no longer a threat. Aliens in every part of the galaxy celebrated. They had feared humans for a long time because humans were fast learners, strong fighters, and never gave up. But now, Earth was silent, or so it seemed. Deep under the ice of Antarctica, far below any known map, a secret base came alive. Computers blinked, lights flashed. A cold voice spoke from the speakers. Phase 1, complete. Begin Operation Phantom. Sighed. The base, old machines, started to move. Soldiers, frozen in cryosleep for 10 years, slowly woke up. These were not normal soldiers. They were part of the Ghost Division. Humans trained for a war that was never supposed to happen. A war that would only begin after Earth was destroyed. One of them, Commander Rhea, opened her eyes. Her voice was calm, but sharp. "What's the situation?" A robotic voice replied. "The world believes Earth is gone. The Empire has left. It's time." Rhea stood up and looked at the large hologram in front of her. It showed the entire galaxy: red dots, marking Empire-controlled systems. But hidden blue dots, deep in the dark corners of space-marked secret human outposts. Nobody knew they existed, not even most humans. Rhea smiled. "Good. Let them think we're weak." In space, a small alien patrol ship was flying near Saturn. The crew laughed as they passed the remains of Earth's destroyed defense satellites. Humans were too emotional. One of the aliens said they had passion but no power. Just then, a strange signal appeared on their radar. Beep, beep, beep. It was slow, coded, and old. "What is that?" asked the alien captain. "It's coming from under the ice." Before anyone could respond, their screen went black. A few seconds later, the ship exploded. No sound, just fire and metal vanishing into the void. The signal kept going. Back on Earth, survivors in secret underground bunkers listened carefully. They had stayed hidden during the attack. Their job was not to fight, but to wait. One man named Ilias turned to his team. "We knew this day would come. The aliens took the bait. Now it's our move." The others nodded. They sent encrypted messages to the hidden fleets waiting on the edge of the solar system. Far away, on a moon near Neptune, an old space station opened for the first time in years. Inside were massive ships, black, quiet, armed with tech the Empire had never seen. Ships with no names, ships that did not appear on any scanner. They called it the Ghost Fleet, in the Empire's capital. Thousands of light years away, the leaders celebrated their victory. The Emperor stood before a giant crowd of cheering aliens. Earth was a problem. Now it is ash. We are safe once more. But in a dark corner of the hall, a young alien officer looked at his private datapad. His eyes widened in fear. He quickly ran out of the room. Something was wrong. A code had been activated. A code he had been told to forget. A human code, one used only in secret war missions. It said, "This was only the beginning." He whispered to himself, "No, it can't be. They planned this. They let us win." In deep space, the stars seemed quiet, peaceful, but something was coming, something powerful. And the galaxy had no idea because Earth didn't lose the war. It started it. The Empire's victory was supposed to be final. Across the stars, alien news channels played videos of Earth's destruction. The Galactic Senate clapped. The High Command relaxed. And in quiet observatories on moons and space stations, alien scientists began shutting down their war monitoring systems. But not all of them, far from the center of the Empire. On a cold, isolated moon called Varx-9, a group of alien watchers still worked inside a secret listening post. Their job? Monitored deep space signals, especially from the remains of Earth. For years, they had picked up nothing but static and silence. Until now. Beep, beep, beep. The main console lit up the screen. And repeating. Technician Cyrex looked up from his console. "I think you should see this." Captain Varan floated over, looking annoyed. "Is it another signal bounce? More debris noise?" Cyrex shook his head. No, sir, this one's coded. Military code. And it's human. Varen's skin turned pale. Impossible. Their systems were destroyed. This signal is fake, Cyrex typed quickly. He ran the signal through the old archives records from the early days of the human war. The answer shocked him. Sir, this is Ghost Fleet code. Level black clearance. It's real. For a moment, the room went completely silent. Elsewhere in the Empire, messages began arriving at different watch stations. Reporting the same signal, the code was ancient, but unmistakable. One commander said quietly, this code was used by Earth's off-world defense. But that network was never deployed. We believed it was unfinished. Another whispered, if they're using it now, it means the Ghost Fleet was real all along. Panic started to spread, in a private chamber deep in the Empire's intelligence. Bureau, an alien named Zoran, head of Black Ops, reviewed the signal. He had spent years studying human tactics. He knew their psychology. He also knew one thing for certain. Humans didn't bluff. He leaned back in his chair and stared at the message repeating across his screen. This war isn't over. You fought shadows, now face the storm. Zoran stood up. Prepare a full report for the Emperor. Tell him we've made a mistake. A big one. At the edge of the Empire's territory, in a quiet star system where nothing had happened for decades, a strange event occurred. A jump gate long thought inactive suddenly lit up. A ship came through. It was not in any Empire registry. Its hull was black, its shape smooth and terrifying. No visible windows, no name, no communication. It simply floated, and then vanished into warp speed again. The local defense commander, confused and frightened, sent a message to Central Command. Unknown ship spotted. Possible human design. Moving toward core sectors, back on Varix 9, Cyrex's hands were shaking. Captain, there's another part of the signal. Its coordinates. Varen leaned forward. Coordinates for what? Cyrax looked. Up slowly, hidden bases, human outposts. Hundreds of them, all over the galaxy. Captain Varen's voice dropped to a whisper. They were never defeated. They were hiding. The Watchers on Varix 9 didn't know what to do. All they knew was this. The signal was real. The Ghost Fleet existed. And the true human army, the one the galaxy had never seen, was on the move. And this time, they weren't coming to negotiate. The galaxy was holding its breath. The Empire had destroyed Earth, or so they believed. But now, hidden signals were spreading. Quiet messages, old codes, all pointing to one terrible truth. Humanity's real army was never part of the first war. The real threat was just waking up. On the edge of the Orion Armfar, beyond the Empire's regular patrols, a quiet part of space began to change. Suddenly, space itself rippled, like water disturbed by something deep beneath. Then they appeared. One by one, massive black shapes emerged from the void. No lights, no sound, no ID signals, just shadows. Moving silently, alien outposts in nearby sectors watched in fear. Radar. Systems failed to lock on. Scanners showed nothing. No power readings, no life signs. And yet they moved. A terrified alien technician whispered, "That's not a ship. That's a floating mountain." Another replied, "No, it's a fleet." Back on Earth, deep beneath the Antarctic ice, Commander Rhea stood in front of a large screen. On it, glowing blue dots marked the activation of the Ghost Fleet. She turned to her officers. After 25 years of silence, the fleet lives again. An officer asked, "What are our orders?" Rhea smiled coldly. "Begin testing protocols. Let the galaxy see what we've been building," while they were laughing. Aboard one of the ships, Titanus 9, Captain Doyle walked through the control deck. Every crew member was calm, focused, and silent. These weren't fresh soldiers. These were veterans, trained in secret, raised inside hidden colonies, living only for one mission, to strike when the Empire least expected. Doyle spoke to his AI. "How long until weapon systems are at full power?" The AI replied, 12 minutes, Captain. All stealth protocols remain active. No Empire vessel can detect us." Doyle looked out at the stars. "Good, then we begin." In Sector V-17, a massive Empire communication relay stopped transmitting. No alarms, no distress call. Just silence. Hours later, the wreckage was found burned. Clean, and cold. No weapon type could be identified. Only one thing was found. Floating in the void, a small metal plate with an Earth symbol on it and a single word, watching. In the Galactic Council's war room, panic was rising. A report came in, 3 listening posts offline. No known attackers. Then another. Unregistered ships detected near the Kuzer trade route, we believe. Human design. And then the worst one, a human code, was sent to over 50 locations at once. We believe these are fleet awakening points. The Emperor stood up. How many ships are we talking about? The intelligence commander paused, then spoke in a low voice. Thousands, Your Majesty, maybe more. The room went silent. In a hidden asteroid field, a single ghost fleet ship named Nemesis 3 powered up its main engines. A message was sent to all fleet commanders. Stage 2 begins. Spread. Observe. Strike only when ordered. Inside Nemesis 3, Captain Lin checked her battle board. Targets glowed red. Empire bases, weapons factories, political centers. She smiled. Let's wake them up. The Ghost Fleet had no planet, no capital, no borders. It was a shadow army, trained in silence, built in secret, and waiting for one purpose, to finish what the others had started. Now, it had awakened, and the galaxy was not ready. The Empire had always believed it was the strongest force in the galaxy. For years, no one had dared to challenge it, and after Earth's defeat, the aliens felt safe again. But now, something was wrong. Too many stations had gone silent. Too many reports had been marked as unknown or no data. The Ghost Fleet wasn't just real, it was hunting. In the Emperor's private war chamber, top commanders were gathered. The air was heavy with fear. On the center screen, red dots blinked. Each one was a location that had gone dark in the last 48 hours. A general stepped forward. Your Majesty, we believe humanity did not send their main force in the First War. What we fought was only a distraction. The Emperor's face turned cold. You're saying we were tricked? The general nodded. Yes, Earth let us win. It was part of their plan. Another officer added, and now, the real army is moving. On a distant planet called Varnock, the Empire had built one of its most secure research bases. It was hidden, under miles of rock, protected by shields and automated turrets. Scientists there worked on weapons to stop future human attacks. That base was destroyed in 7 seconds. There was no warning, no sound, just silence. And then, gone. The only thing found in the ruins was a message burned into the floor. Now, it's our turn. In the Empire's Intelligence Center, Agent Zoran reviewed old data-classified files about Earth's secret programs. One file caught his attention, Project Phantom. It had been dismissed long ago. The Empire believed it was fake, a myth, a bluff. But now, he realized, it was real. They've been planning this for decades, he whispered. They built weapons we've never seen, ships we can't track, and bases we don't even know exist. He rushed to his terminal and typed in a command. Activate black warning. Level 9. The screen blinked. A red symbol appeared. Threat confirmed. Humanity's second wave. In a secret moon base near the galactic core, a high-ranking alien named Kralin received a private message. The message had no name, no ID, just one line of text. You supported the war against Earth. We remember. Moments later, the lights in the room went out. The floor shook. A single explosion ended everything. No one survived across the galaxy. Fear began to grow. Human attacks were fast, silent, precise. They didn't destroy cities. They didn't cause chaos. They erased only the right targets. Weapons factories, data centers, political leaders, war supporters. Humanity wasn't just fighting. They were sending a message. In the Empire's main council, panic had replaced pride. One senator asked, "Can we negotiate?" Another shouted, "Send the full fleet. Crush them before it's too late." But no one had answers, because no one knew where the Ghost Fleet really was. No one knew how many humans were still hidden. Number 1 knew what technology they now controlled, and worst of all, no one knew when they would strike again, far from the Empire's eyes. Aboard the command ship Oblivion 1, Commander Rhea stared at the stars. She spoke into her, comes calmly. They're afraid now. Good. That means they finally understand. We're just getting started. The galaxy had feared Earth's strength once, but this time they were facing something far worse. They were facing Earth's vengeance. The Empire didn't sleep. Every starport was on high alert. Every warship was on standby. Military leaders were sending orders, scanning deep space, and trying to guess where the humans would attack next. But no one guessed right, because humanity didn't attack like before. They didn't send a fleet. They didn't send a warning. They sent a message at exactly 0400 Galactic time. Station Theta 7, a massive space base in Sector 9, suddenly went offline. In 5 seconds, it was gone. Not damaged, completely erased. Nothing remained but floating metal dust. Empire response. Ships arrived minutes later. They found only one thing drifting in space. A piece of black metal shaped like a triangle, with a symbol burned into it. Earth's flag. And underneath, 3 simple words. This is justice. Panic spread like fire. Commanders across the Empire started pulling fleets back to protect major cities. Trade routes shut down. Space traffic was frozen. The illusion of control was gone. But the attacks didn't stop. That same day, 4 more Empire stations vanished. Each strike was clean, quiet, and perfect. They left no survivors, only Earth symbols. On the Ghost Fleet command ship, Titanus 9, Captain Doyle watched the reports roll in. One of his officers spoke. "The Empire is confused. They can't find our ships. Their scanners are blind." Doyle nodded. Good. They need to understand we're not here to fight. We're here to end this. He sent a coded message to all Ghost Fleet units: continue precision strikes. No civilians. Only military and leadership. Meanwhile, in the Galactic News Network building, journalists struggled to explain what was happening. Alien citizens demanded answers. But the truth was clear now. Humanity was back, stronger, smarter. And they weren't forgiving anyone. In a hidden lab on planet Krythos, a team of Empire scientists studied fragments of a destroyed base. They discovered something terrifying. The weapon used against their station wasn't just advanced, it was unknown. It used gravity distortion, space folding, and tech even the most brilliant alien minds couldn't understand. One scientist whispered, "This is not revenge. This is evolution. Humans have surpassed us." On a peaceful farming world named Dravos 3 Alien, civilians looked up as dark shapes moved across the sky. They weren't bombers. They weren't fighters. They were observation ships, silent, floating. Watchers, the ships didn't attack. They just hovered, recording, scanning, reminding everyone, Earth sees you. In the Empire's capital, the Emperor stood before his advisors. His voice was no longer proud. It was shaken. "They're not here to fight like last time. They're targeting our heart." An aide asked, "Should we call for peace?" The Emperor stayed silent because he knew the truth. The Empire never offered peace when Earth asked for it. Now Earth wasn't asking. It was acting. And somewhere deep in space, in a ship with no name, Commander Rhea sent a final transmission to the Empire's command network. "Your war ended when you thought we died. But that wasn't death. That was us holding back now. The real war begins." Entire star systems were in chaos. Refugee ships crowded spaceports. Alien leaders begged for protection. The Galactic Council sent emergency messages, but no one answered. Because humanity was moving, and they weren't slowing down. Every day, another target vanished. Every hour, another military base was erased. And still, no one had seen the full human fleet. In the Empire's Senate Hall, voices shouted over each other, "We need to surrender. Send everything we have." Whereas the Ghost Fleet, the Emperor stood still, watching a giant screen. It showed red crosses across the galaxy, dozens of them, all destroyed Empire targets. His hand trembled. "They planned this perfectly," he whispered. "We're being taken apart, piece by piece, on the Empire's outer border, in a one-strong military zone called Zentaline. The defenses were gone. Nothing had been bombed. Instead, the Defense A had been shut down remotely. The Empire's own systems were turning against them. An engineer screamed, "They hacked our satellites. They know our entire layout." Then the lights went off. A message appeared on every screen. "You built your empire on fear. We bring balance." Human commanding a dark prison cell, Far from any main planet, a captured human soldier sat in chains. 2 alien officers entered, ready to question him. One of them asked, "Why are your people doing this? Is it revenge?" The soldier looked up, calm and cold. His answer was simple: "No, this is justice. You killed billions," and laughed. "Now you'll learn what fear feels like." Meanwhile, on neutral planets, even empire allies were beginning to turn away. Trade leaders refused to help. Border planets shut their gates, and former empire supporters erased their past deals with the government. No one wanted to be on the Ghost Fleet's list in a hidden command. Room aboard Oblivion, Commander Rhea reviewed the data. Alien ships were retreating. Empires were collapsing. The galaxy was falling into panic. But she didn't smile. She didn't cheer. Instead, she gave a new order. Begin Phase 3. Release the fleet's true formations. Let them see what we really have. And then it happened. Thousands of black ships uncloaked at once in 10 sectors. Massive war carriers, AI-driven destroyers, stealth bombers. All real. They weren't hiding anymore. They were announcing themselves. From every direction, the Ghost Fleet surrounded the galaxy in the core worlds. Civilians looked up and gasped. Above them in the sky, Earth's warships hovered, huge, silent, terrifying. One child pointed and asked, "Are those the monsters?" His mother held him close. "No, child," she said. "We were the monsters. They're just the storm that came after." Alien leaders now begged for communication. Some offered peace, others offered secrets. A few even tried surrender, but there was no answer, because the humans weren't listening anymore. They were finishing what had started, and the galaxy now knew this wasn't war, this was reckoning, and humanity wasn't done yet. The galaxy had seen destruction before, but nothing like this for weeks. The Ghost Fleet moved like shadows, destroying only what needed to be destroyed. No chaos, no madness, just cold, precise judgment. But now, something changed. The real human army was coming. Above the galactic capital, alien citizens looked up. At first, it was just a few dots in the sky. Then more appeared. Then thousands. Until the stars were completely blocked out, the sky turned black. An alien child tugged his mother's hand. "What is that?" She looked up with wide eyes. "That is the end of our lies." In the Empire's throne room, alarms screamed. Screens showed endless waves of ships moving in formation, silently, huge flagships the size of moons, massive carriers holding entire armies, strange weapons glowing with energy never seen before. The Emperor fell to his knees. This isn't the Ghost Fleet." A voice answered from the room's hidden speakers. "Correct, you fought our shadows. Now face the real force." From the lead human ship, Eclipse Prime. Commander Rhea stood tall. Around her were hundreds of other commanders linked through neural net, operating as one mind. She spoke to the fleet. "No more waiting, no more mercy. Today, we show them who we truly are." And with that, the order was given. Advance. The Empire's final fleets rose to defend their capital. They were brave. They were many, but they were nothing. In minutes, their ships were crushed, their weapons jammed, their A is turned against them. The human army didn't just fight. They overwhelmed. They erased, and they moved forward without slowing down. On the ground, alien citizens didn't run. They didn't scream. They simply stood. In silence, watching the sky burn with black warships and blue engine trails. No cities were bombed. No civilians were harmed. Because this army wasn't here to conquer. It was here to end the Empire. Finally, the Emperor sent a desperate message. "To Earth's fleet, we were wrong. We misunderstood your people. We offer peace, please." There was a long pause. Then a voice replied, "You offered us silence when we begged for peace. Now we return the favor." And the transmission ended. Inside the Capitol Palace, a final explosion brought everything down. The Empire was finished. No celebration followed. No cheering. The humans didn't claim victory. They simply left, leaving behind a message carved into the palace walls. "We were never gone. You just didn't see our full power." The galaxy was quiet now. No more war. No more empires. Just silence. And stars dot and across 1,000,000 worlds. Beings of every kind remembered one name: Earth, and a new truth echoed through history. You can defeat humans once, but you will never defeat them twice.